afternoon, everyone. We're going to give it just a couple minutes as we still have some attendees coming in. Thank you for joining today. So we'll give it to the 11:32 mark, and then we'll go ahead and get started. All right, so just another minute here, and then we'll get things kicked off at 11:32 Eastern. All right, so just another 30 seconds here, and then we'll get things kicked off. Well, thank you all so much for joining today. We're really excited to have this conversation with everyone that's attended about leveraging marketing automation to improve operational efficiencies. If there's anything that Ian and I talk about on a regular occurrence, it's the power of automation and how it can be used in different departments within an organization. So we're thrilled to have this conversation with you all today, and we're looking forward to our time together. So we'll go ahead and start with just a couple introductions. So I'll start with myself. So James Hammond here at ClickDimensions. I'm the MarTech Solution Specialist, and I've been at ClickDimensions now for almost 4 years, and have been in the marketing automation space since 2013. So I really love this space. I love the opportunity of the impact that it can make at an organization. So I am thrilled to have this conversation with you all today. Now I'll pass it over to Ian to do an introduction as well.
Sure, thanks James, and thanks everybody for attending today. I'm the owner and president of Synchrotech Solutions, and we've been doing Microsoft Dynamics CRM, Microsoft Dynamics 365 for 19 years now. So we really appreciate our partnership with ClickDimensions, as we view them as the de facto market leader in email marketing, and what we're going to be talking about today, marketing automation and all the capabilities of the system and how it benefits our clients for sales, marketing, and the other departments that we're going to talk about today in terms of capabilities that the system provides. So Synchrotech is here to help implement the system and take advantage of those capabilities.
That's great, Ian, and I just want to mention one more thing. ClickDimensions and Synchrotech have been partners now for 6 years. So great opportunities that we've had together to work together to make a big impact. So thankful for what we've been able to do, and also opportunities to continue to work together. As you all, if you've worked with Synchrotech before, you may have already learned that they are local experienced consultants that they have on their staff. So you're getting a great group of people who know Dynamics, know ClickDimensions. So it's a great partnership that we've been able to see grow throughout the years, and I'm really excited to have this conversation. So I will just go ahead and get things rolling here with the agenda for today's call. So we'll do an introduction that we just had. So we'll continue with just talking about what is marketing automation. So for some of those that may know or may not know, we're excited to just talk to you about what it is, how it can, or why it's so important, and then kind of the world that we're in today, which is a new normal, which is digital everything, and then moving really towards the focus of this webinar. around operational effectiveness in each department. And then, we want to finish it up with talking about, ways that we can help and also intelligent dashboards, and then wrap it up with some final thoughts. So that's what's going to be our time together today. And we'll go ahead and just jump into this first part, which is, what is marketing automation? Okay, so focus here on the content of what we're talking about. ClickDimensions is the only unified marketing, analytics, and really services platform in the market for organizations that use Microsoft Dynamics today. And it's because of that native integration that we have with Microsoft Dynamics. This includes digital marketing applications designed to help drive growth, and maybe for you all, most importantly, engagement, right? Because in the end, what we care about most is having them take action with those priorities that are most important to you. To also set you up for success, we have comprehensive customer service. We have a customer success team. There's managed services, which we're going to talk about, that Synchrotech and also ClickDimensions offers to help you get the most out of your subscription, or if you were to come to ClickDimensions. And then lastly, we really help to bring all the data into one place by bringing ClickDimensions into Microsoft Dynamics. And then once you start creating campaigns, building marketing automations, emails, forms, surveys, right, having all that data and that information, giving you a, really one place, one dashboard where you can report on how all those different channels are performing in marketing analytics. So the core of all of this, though, is that marketing automation, right? That's the bread and butter of the solution, because in the end, we want to help you drive engagement. So moving into really marketing automation, let's talk about what it is. So marketing automation, whether you've used it or not in the past, what you're seeing here on the screen, this is a lot of different ways that you can leverage marketing automation, whether it's from a trigger or if it's something that follows a trigger, like some type of action. Marketing automation really gives you the tools that you need to find, to nurture, to convert, and as we've also talked about, is maybe most importantly, to engage customers and prospects throughout the journey, and doing that all for one place, so you can see how they're engaging, and so you can create a journey of kind of what that next step looks like. That's what marketing automation is.
And James, this is my all-time favorite slide.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, it's all about working smarter, not harder, right? So we're giving you the tools, and it's now putting them into place so that you can create some type of vision, like on a storyboard here, or on a blank canvas, and you say, if this happens, then this next action occurs, right? So this is creating that vision and putting it into play so that this automation is happening in the background without you having to come up with some one-off communication every time an engagement occurs. It's just kind of set it and forget it. Ian, did you want to mention anything else on this slide here?
Yeah, I mean, so the ClickDimensions solution is it's beyond tightly integrated with your Dynamics 365 CRM system. It is part of your Dynamics CRM system. So
right.
The huge advantage there is that you can create triggers from anything that's happening in your CRM system, the same as you can create a workflow with your CRM data. So for example, something as subtle as a field changing in an account or contact or lead is sufficient to trigger a campaign automation. So that's how tightly integrated the system is with your CRM. The entities are right there. There's no external synchronization as we see with other competing products.
Yep.
So the capabilities really take advantage of what's the technology takes advantage of the capabilities of the CRM system. So all the the knowledge that you have from how to work with your CRM system takes advantage. You know, it all goes together. You know, so all the knowledge that you've accumulated for your CRM translates directly to learning the ClickDimensions system in your CRM system.
That's exactly it. And so, you know, that really moves to the next slide here of, so we know what marketing automation is now, and we know the pieces that you have that you can use, but it's all about the why, right? So it all starts with why. And for marketing automation, you know, why is marketing automation so important? Well, I guess for me, what I do is I start thinking about, you know, what are my own expectations with with a company that I interact with? Like, what are my expectations for how I expect them to engage with me? So then we pose a question to you all that are attending the webinar today. You know, are you are you communicating with and interacting with your prospects, customers, and others in a way that will make you take action? If not, you know, that's why we want to have marketing automation in place here. You know, estimates really vary on percentage of businesses using marketing automation today, but technology's rise in the use of all these different channels and its necessity to use them to influence kind of behavior and next steps. You know, that's kind of the goal here of why automation. Just a couple more things here. So, you know, what you know, we all know that the internet and social media have really changed buying behavior. You know, that turns now to how are the companies using that data in that interaction. So, you know, that being said, you know, with the information so readily available, buyers now have more power than they've ever had before. So they're expecting us companies to interact with them in a way that is personalized. It is relevant based on what they're looking for, and especially not what they're not looking for, right? We want to stay away from that. We want to focus on what is the message that's going to bring them the most value. So let's talk just a little bit more about why marketing automation is important. So, you know, when we think about automation, right? You know, look at our cars, look at our homes, our tasks, our phones, right? Like automation is the way that everyone is going, and it's kind of what we talked about is, you know, helping you be more efficient in all of your processes, right? Like working smarter, not harder. You know, automation helps create better experiences and allows you to focus on what's most important to you all, right? So you can sit it and forget it. You can use marketing automation technology to meet people's expectations by nurturing prospects until they're ready to make a decision, better engaging existing customers, you know, and then also just aligning sales and marketing, right? So maybe it creates a sales task once a marketing activity has occurred, and then keeping that all in one place so you can have better visibility throughout your organization. Okay, so, you know, really what this takes us to is where we're at today. So we're in this new normal. And, you know, whether it's because of, you know, being post-pandemic here, you know, marketing technology has really recently become extremely important because of everyone moving to digital. Now, you know, in-person events are finally coming back, which is great. I was able to attend one, but there's still a level of automation that I would expect if I interact with someone at their booth, right? Like, you know, we stopped by their booth, but, you know, have we heard from them, or did that person just never hear anything from us again, right? Like, you know, we have the opportunity now to engage with them, whether they visit our website, whether they complete a form, stop by our booth, attend some conference on an event online. And we're using this data now to be more relevant, be more personalized, to create messages that add value, right? So that's where we're at today, is leveraging the tools that are available to us to interact in a way that, in this new digital everything, in a way that's more relevant, personalized, and adds more value. So speaking of adding more value, we've learned that marketing automation, to be quite frank here, it's not just for marketing anymore. So, the focus of this conversation is there's a lot of places where you can use marketing automation. We can even just call it automation, because what we want to do is help kind of these functional areas within your organization become more efficient as well. So, that being said, we have, as you can see, some different functional areas where they have individual challenges that they're facing, and how marketing automation can help that specific functional area. So we'll go ahead and look at some now. The first one we'll talk about is sales. So we're going to have Ian talk about really the challenges, and then how those challenges, or how marketing automation can help those challenges. And then I'll follow it up with an example within campaign automation. So Ian, I will pass it over to you.
Sure. So focusing on the hottest leads while building your pipeline, lead nurturing campaigns can notify a salesperson based on the lead's interactions. So these are signals that are accumulating, captured in your CRM system with ClickDimensions. So for example, we know when somebody opened an email that we sent them. We know when they clicked on a certain link in that email. We know when they visited our website, when they viewed a specific page, or submitted a web form, or registered for an event. So we have all these signals, and basically what we can do is focus on specific signals to see if somebody's interested in something specific, and let the salesperson know in those cases. So this is what we're talking about when we say gathering prospect intelligence. So web intelligence leads to prospect intelligence. If we know what pages they're visiting, we kind of have an idea of what they're interested in, especially if it's a specific page that we gave them an opportunity to visit for a specific campaign. And let's see, lead scoring. There's a new lead scoring model in ClickDimensions, which gives us the opportunity to accumulate scores for all these different touches. So the other thing I wanted to mention was going back to the beginning of the presentation, where it takes 10 marketing touches to progress a lead to a revenue generating customer. And what James said was that our prospects and customers and clients and others, they expect us to reach out to them in a timely manner. Like when you get an email in your inbox just before Black Friday for something that you actually would be interested in. Or when a case is closed and you're able to send a survey to ask how we did with resolving a customer issue, or a technology issue, or a business issue. Or when a subscription needs to be renewed. These are timely communications. So this system allows us to take advantage of those technologies, these automation type things that will allow us to communicate with our clients in a timely manner. And they're expecting that. And if you're not doing it, then you're missing, part of the equation in terms of driving new revenue. So just getting back to that lead scoring again, one of the nice things about the lead scores, the new system, is that it's not a runaway train. If you have somebody who, clicked on your website 100 times and their lead score is now 2,500, then at some point, is that still a hot lead? Because now they haven't visited your website for 6 months. So the possibility that the new lead scoring model gives us is that since there's no activity at all in the last 6 months, we're going to reset the total score of the lead scoring back down to 0. But in the meantime, if somebody does reach a threshold score, then we can again notify salesperson that we have a hot lead. So that's basically some of the sales challenges and some of the capabilities that the marketing automation solutions provide.
That's
And
great.
James, do you want to show the?
Sure. Yeah. So that leads to, here's an example that that showcases this. So kind of what we're looking at here is, using marketing, excuse me, using marketing automation. The sales team, what they could do is they could use it to create like an automated like cross-selling campaign using emails. And this is like, the example that you're looking at here. It's an equipment manufacturer company. Their sales team is using campaign automation to cross-sell other golf equipment to customers who already own one of the company's golf mowers, as you can see. And you can start it with creating like the trigger would be like a segmented list, and it adds those. Once they kind of get into that list, they then start that campaign automation, right? So this could say like, if they click on a link within that email that's sent as part of that campaign, or if each link is linked to maybe a specific a page on the on your website, that's going to tell the salesperson which products they're interested in. So they're going to be able to have those talking points, and if they're able to have a conversation, great, they can take them out of that campaign or stop them. If they're not, then they continue down that same path of continuing to introduce cross-sell opportunities of additional equipment that they could use based on what they've purchased in the past. So that's one sales example. And then we'll talk now about marketing, how marketing can continue to use marketing automation.
Sorry, I was muted. So of course, sales and marketing still lead the way in terms of what the benefits are of marketing automation system tools such as ClickDimensions. And we're going to get to some of the other departments that can utilize it. But for marketing, basically, the beauty is that you can create these automated campaigns, and once you have an automated campaign, it's can be used for any number of contacts or leads. So the kind of fun part is, how do we add those contacts or leads over onto an existing campaign, like a nurture campaign, for example? Well, we can utilize any number of triggers to automatically move those people, those leads, those prospects over into this marketing automation campaign. So it can be manually moved by just clicking on your record in the CRM system, or it could be based on a lead score reaching a certain threshold, or it could be based on a web form submittal. It could be based on the fact that they clicked on a link in an email. So there's all these very subtle triggers that can initiate these processes. So that's kind of one of the really cool things about the system. And then reaching the audiences where they are. Of course, we know we have emails, and then we also have text messages, and we have social media. So these can be, built into your campaign automations, where along the way you're sending sending out messages or communications based on signals that you're reaching, that you're gathering from the people that are in your system. And then just being able to attribute the leads back to a particular marketing campaign. So creating that marketing campaign that's native to your Dynamics 365 CRM system, and associating it with, say, for example, an email marketing campaign or campaign automation, just allows you to attribute those sales that eventually come in from those leads back to the campaign that you initiated. So you'll be able to determine your ROI based on that. And James, you have an example of?
Sure do. So,
product launch campaign here.
yep, moving into marketing here. So this, by no surprise, right? The one of the primary goals of marketing is creating awareness, right? So if there's a new product, so what we're seeing here is an example of using campaign automation for a product launch. So this right here, what we're looking at is an example of a consumer goods company who has like a full line of kind of cleaning products. So their goal is to send several emails as part of a automated campaign. And these, of course, are personalized within ClickDimensions, like using the drag and drop editor, or they're adding, personalized information like the recipient's name or any other data that you may have in CRM to personalize that email. And as you can see here, it's sending them, okay, here's the introduction to the product, here's coupons that they can use. If they click on a link that is part of that new product that they are promoting, then it'll take them up the green path, which shows them or tells them where it is at in the store that they would find it. So if they don't click on any of these links, maybe it sends them down the red path as a coupon reminder. Hey, here's the coupon we sent to you for that new product. Just want to remind you that this is a new product that we have that you may be interested in based on, maybe past behavior or past purchases or something like that. And then also, you can use, ClickDimensions here to promote, create that same awareness on a different channel, right? Maybe social, so like maybe Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, or something like that, or maybe all of those. You can use the posting capability that's within the solution to create that awareness and to create the awareness of that new product. All right, so next we're going to talk about customer service.
So building strong relationships, with customer service, you may be resolving trouble tickets, or you may be trying to do upselling. So in the case where you're solving issues with customers, it's always nice to get a survey afterwards to let the person know that you care about what their feedback is on how the case was handled. So when in your CRM system, we know that sales, marketing, customer service are major modules in Dynamics 365 CRM. So if you're doing customer service case management and you resolve a customer issue, you can have a workflow that triggers an email that sends a link to a survey and gather those results and see how the customer thinks you're doing in terms of solving their problems. And then also, depending on what kind of business you have, I know Synchrotech, we have a lot of subscriptions that need to be renewed on a regular basis. So if we could use reminders to not just remind ourselves that there's an upcoming subscription that's expiring in 60 days, but to remind the customers, the clients, that there's a subscription coming up for renewal, so we don't have to scramble with 2, 3, 4 days before the renewal to send them a quote and remind them that this critical piece of software, for example, is expiring, and that they need to commit to another year in order to keep their system up and running. So it's nice to do a better job of giving them reminders ahead of time so there's no surprises. Also, the capability to do upselling. Like I said, customer service is oftentimes looked at not just as solving customer issues, but also taking in orders. So if you're taking in orders, add on to that you would like to upsell given the opportunity. So if we know that clients have purchased certain products, then we know based on history that they may also be interested in these other products. So we can take advantage of that and trigger campaign automations or nurture campaigns to say, hey, if you're interested in this product, you might also be interested in that product. I think James has a customer service example for new account onboarding.
Yep. So kind of what you're seeing here is a collage of different ways that you can use campaign automation. Really, we're starting with like on the far right here, the box on the right is a landing page, and you can add like a form to a landing page. So like you go to click here to apply, and then when you go to click here to apply, maybe it takes you to this form at the bottom of the screen here, and then when you complete that form, this is for someone who's new and interested in becoming a banking or checking or savings account customer with this bank. So once that form is completed, maybe depending on if they say they want to be a checking customer, or maybe they say that they want to be a savings account customer or a money market, or maybe they want to talk about like a 401k or whatever it is, depending on what they put as an interest, maybe what they're interested in there at the bottom there, maybe it was about a loan, you can take them down like path A, B, C, or D based on what they complete in that form, so that they're able to get personalized messages. Now, the customer service example here, this is kind of like a welcome series where once they complete that form, we're saying, okay, we want to send like these messages as a welcome to our bank. And then we want to introduce them to the different offerings that we have, if they want to use those. And then based on their interaction with those emails, we're taking them down a green path or a red path, once again, based on their engagement. But most importantly, we want to create that good first impression with our company, and as someone who's expressed interest, by getting into their inbox to say thank you for your interest. Right? We would love to talk to you about banking or I'm sorry, checking or savings or a loan or something like that. And then that automatically putting them on that journey, because on the opposite end of that, if they're not on that journey, what could that customer experience be like, right? Like that could very easily be a bad first impression and bad customer experience. So this is that customer service example to make sure that they are being well received and welcomed from the beginning. Okay, so moving into the next area here, training.
So training, I mean, you can think of training in lots of different ways, but just say generic training for a company. What are they trying to accomplish? It could be onboarding new employees, for example, or you could say onboarding new clients, and putting them through training for Microsoft Dynamics CRM or ClickDimensions. So you can do training events like, specific to a particular client, and say, for example, let's excuse me, let's promote this event. Let's make sure, like James was saying earlier, one of the objectives of marketing is to create awareness. So we're going to promote this event, let them know what's happening, send them an invite. We can also promote the event on social media if it's appropriate, or intranet, for example. But let them know that there's an event upcoming and get them registered for the event. So the ClickDimensions has a lot of ways to get the event moving and to get it registered, to get people registered for the event. So they have the web forms, they have the GoToWebinar integration, WebEx integration, Eventbrite integration. So these create event participation records, and then you know whether or not people attended the event, and you can follow up after the event, depending on if they attended or not. You can send them a survey. During the onboarding campaign, for example, you can send them consistent messaging so people learn more effectively, and you have a broader method to keep people all on the same page. And then, like I said, if people attended or didn't attend, we want to keep them engaged after the learning. We can do that with surveys, and if they didn't attend, we can send them a link to the recordings. For example, if we had people that registered for this webinar and they didn't attend, we can send them a follow-up email with a link to the recording. So that's another way that ClickDimensions marketing automation can be used across different departments like training.
Awesome. So an example that I have, and I would love, yeah, I know we're about 10 minutes from the end of our webinar today. This is one of my favorite examples. This is a great way that a team that probably hasn't used campaign automation in the past could use campaign automation. What we're seeing here, this is for an onboarding campaign. So just an example of what we're looking at here is, this is like an HR software company that's created a campaign automation that includes their onboarding training webinars. So the good part about it is ClickDimensions is able to integrate with like GoToWebinar, WebEx, or something like that, Zoom, Teams, and it will allow the company to bring in event registration and attendee information automatically into Dynamics, so that you can easily track which customers are registering and then also which ones are attending, right? So this campaign automation will include like a helpful guide that customers can download in a landing page form that can help guide their kind of the next steps with training, and that's all created within ClickDimensions here. So just making, once again, good use of the data that you're collecting, using it in a more automated way to create a better customer experience from the beginning, in this case by using that event registration data, which a lot of times can be siloed, right? It just stays in that event management platform. Now you're using it to create personalized next steps. So if someone attends, great, thank you for attending. If they didn't attend, maybe we send them that same link and say, hey, sorry you missed this this training. Here's another opportunity next week for you to register and attend. So so that's just a couple examples of how the training department could use campaign automation. Now we'll talk about HR.
Okay, so HR, so make sure I'm not muted. So it can be used for recruiting, for example. So you can put out your social media messages through ClickDimensions, and then you get feedback into the system when people are responding to your social media, which is nice to know. And then you can also, so recruiting is one thing, and then communicating internally. So recruiting for new employees and then communicating with internal employees, see how people are doing. I don't know how common it is these days to send satisfaction surveys to your employees, but that's one possibility. Or just sending out company announcements. So you have internal communications with your employees, and then you can have external communications, for example, for events related to the company. So HR and PR, for example. Sending out consistent messages in a consistent format that people are used to consuming, and with corporate branding, and just letting them know any events that are impacting your organization. You can segment your marketing list so that obviously, whether you're sending it to your internal audience or clients, prospects, investors, whichever that audience is, you're communicating from the perspective of knowing your audience and getting the right message to the right people at the right time.
That's great. Here's an example that we've seen HR use. So this example shows how a company can use campaign automation to keep employees in the loop about the relocation of a company's corporate headquarters. So like through emails, they're able to communicate like milestones, right? And they can also use SMS instead of emails to remind the employees to show up at the new location on the first day. And then at the very end, right, you can see there's the survey here, right? So they can say, once the move is complete, they can send them a survey that they can quickly and really easily fill out, just to tell about how their experience was with the communication they received from HR. Was it helpful? Did it give them all the information they needed to be set up for success for that first day? Whether through, do they prefer email? Did they prefer text? It just gives them that data that they would need to be able to be more effective as an HR department. So that's a great example of way that we've heard HR use campaign automation. So, that really covers all the functional areas that we wanted to cover today about using campaign automation. Now we'll talk about services that ClickDimensions and also Synchrotech offers here to be able to help you get to that place of using campaign automation in your different departments.
Sure. And providing services are why Synchrotech is still in business after 19 years. We're not just selling software or reselling ClickDimensions, for example, but we're servicing it. So we do soup to nuts, installation, implementation, upgrades, migrations, taking advantage of the new features, helping train new clients that are new on the system, so onboarding, all the nitty-gritty stuff. We've done lots of different solutions utilizing the system, from web forms, different types like Gravity forms, and putting stuff up on the website that people can download, like brochures or material safety data sheets, for example, that we can send out an email, or just even, for example, have a web form that people can go to on the website and request any one or many different brochures all at the same time. So, for example, a client that has different chemicals and prospects want to look at the data sheets, the brochures, and they click on different check boxes to say, send me an email with a link to download these PDFs from a stored location. And we can do that using the free marker, which is conditional logic built into an email template. So the web form triggers the email template to go out to the person who submitted the web form, and it only shows the hyperlinks to download the PDFs of the data sheets or the brochures that they actually selected, and hides all the rest. So, getting into the nitty-gritty, helping you upload your marketing lists, segment your marketing lists, build those first email templates and campaign automations. That's what we've been doing for a while now, and that's basically what we're good at and where we can help clients onboard and take advantage of all the capabilities of ClickDimensions.
That's great. And then lastly here, before we get to final thoughts, is just talking about intelligent dashboards, right? So we're talking about collecting all this data and using all these different channels to communicate to your prospects, leads, customers. What we have now is intelligent dashboards solution, it's built to provide easy, on-demand access to analyze and optimize campaign and channel performance, as well as provide really a clear view of marketing's impact on revenue. So this is kind of your one-stop shop for bringing all of your reporting into one place, so you can see how it's performing. So some final thoughts here from Ian, and then we'll wrap things up.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, James. My final thought would focus on the bullet point that says it takes 10 marketing touches to progress a lead to a revenue generating customer. And just, I would say to our audience, how many marketing touches are you hitting your clients with or your prospects with on a regular basis? And one other way that we haven't talked about that you can increase those number of marketing touches is with sales engagement, which is a new module from ClickDimensions. And we're going to be doing a webinar on sales engagement next month, December, on the 3rd Wednesday of December. If you want the details, you go to our website, synchrotech.com. So it's going to be coming up on December 21st.
Okay, well, that's everything we have for you all today. I don't see any questions, so we will wrap it up there. And we really appreciate everyone's time and attendance today. Look forward to continuing this conversation with anyone that would like to further discuss these. And we will, you can reach out to ClickDimensions or you can reach out to Synchrotech. And we look forward to talking with you. Please feel free to go to Synchrotech's website and look at that next webinar that Ian spoke about sales engagement. And we look forward and we hope to see you then.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, James.
Thanks, everyone.
Have a great day.
You as well.